Yes, hi everyone. Welcome back from part 1 and part 2. Now, this is part 3 of our Basic Bodice block series. I'm so glad to have you here. In this part, we are going to pick up from where we left off and get into mastering and adding waist and hip that's using the apex to apex measurements of our average medium height female adult, and also cover inserting side and shoulder that's to enhance the garments fit. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, let us jump straight to our part 3 class. Okay, we have got some stoppages. Now, the next step is adding and mastering that placement to this basic bodice block at the waistline, hip, using apex to apex measurements for our averagely medium height female adult, and we will also cover inserting some side darts, shoulder darts to enhance that our garment fits properly. So for this tutorial, our medium height client apex to apex, or you can say nipple to nipple measurement is 8 inches. Therefore, I come to the bust line. I locate the apex by measuring from point D inwards, the apex to apex measurements, which is 8 inches. I divide it by 2. 8 divided by 2, giving me 4 inches on our pattern. Then, to find the point for your dart, please come to the bust line here. We mark inwards our apex to apex inches, which is 4 inches. Then we label this point H, which is our apex point at the bust line. Now, after you have determined that apex point at the bust line, point H, we are going to square a straight line to the waistline all the way to the hip line to create waist stroke hip dart leg in this format. Then, at this dart leg intersection at the waistline, label this point I. Also, at the hip line intersection, we label it point J. After, I come back to point H. I measure and mark downwards 1 inch for the bust that point and label it point H1. Then after, I come to the waistline, point I insert the dart intake. If you remember the dart intake that we inserted here from E1 to E2, which was 2 inches. Now we are going to shift this dart, this 1 inch to this point of I. Now we're going to measure and mark our dart of 1 inch divided by 2. So this is the midpoint, 0.5. So that means on this side, I'm going to mark 0.5 inches. Then on this side also, I mark 0.5 inches in this format. As you can see now, our dart intake of 1 inch, we have shifted it from here to point I. Here, I'm going to label this point I1. Then on this side, I'm labeling point I2. Then now, after I've finished to determine that intake, still I go to my hip line point J. I measure and mark upwards 2 inches for the hip that point and label it point J1. Now, after I have determined all that, now I go ahead and connect point H1 to I1 like this. Then also point H1 to I2 in this format still. Now here I've already created my waist dart. Now still I need to continue to create my hip dart. So I continue connecting point I1 to J1 like this. Then J1 to I2 in this format. Now we have created our complete waist stroke hip line dart, and that's for the front basic bodies. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when creating darts, make sure that you smoothen these dart legs, covering towards the waist to ensure and maintain its symmetry for clarity. So as you can see now, we have shifted our dart from here. It has come back here. This is our 1 inch. So when you sew it, we shall see how we sew it together. So once we have finished to insert the waist stroke hip dart, the next step is to insert our side dart. So for the side dart, you're going to measure from point C1 to E2. Then you get the midpoint. Here we are measuring it in this format. So it's giving us 8 inches. So that means the midpoint for 8 inches is 4 inches. The midpoint for 8 is 4 inches. So this is our midpoint. So I label this point K. So after I've got that point K, now connect point H to K with a straight line like this. There we have created a side dart leg. Now come still to point K here. Mark upwards that intake of 0.5 inches. 0.5 inches. Then below also mark 0.5 inches. Then label this point K1, then this one K2. So let us give them different colors so that they don't look like the rest. So let us give them a red color like that. So after, we now need to determine the side dart point at the bust. So I come to the bust line point H. I mark along this side dart leg 1 inch. My 1 inch is there. I label this point K3. Now, after I've labeled it, I'm now going to connect point K3 to K1 like this. Then also K3 to K2 like this. Then I connect them in this format. So as you can see, we have created our side dart as well as the waist stroke hip darts. Now that we have our basic bodice block ready, as you can see, now we are going to insert the waist dart to the back. So for the back dart, you're going to come to the chest line here. You measure below 0.5 inches. You're going to measure below 0.5 inches. And we mark 0.5 inches. Then we are labeling this point M. Point M. Then you mark this M1 like that. So now to create the back dart, we still continue to connect this point M to I like this. M1 to I2 like this. There we have created our back dart. We are giving it a green line like that. So as you can see, that's how we mark the back dart. So now we're going to create a separate panels. We're going first of all to extract the back bodice block. So for the back bodice block, we're going to extract only the neckline here. We have extracted our back bodice, as you can see. This is our back bodice. Okay, yes, boom. Ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude or wrap up part 3 of our basic bodice block drafting series, which is a final part of our drafting tutorial, my people, do you know that we have just completed the process of creating a made-to-measure or a custom-fit basic bodice block from scratch? Yes, and it being a major win-win, which is the essential first step or the foundation in fashion design and dressmaking for endless sewing and design projects. Now you can make, or you can have the power to create dresses, tops, jackets, or anything you can imagine with a perfect fit. So, as I summarize, my people, ladies and gentlemen, I request that if this video has helped you, please give it a like, share it with your fellow friends, also subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you will be notified whenever I upload a new video. Okay? Don't forget, if you have a question or you want to show off your drafts, please drop a comment in the comment section down below, or tag me. I would love to see your work. Yes, next, in our upcoming videos, we will explore how to transform this basic bodice block into a stylish pattern by adding design elements like the dots. You get it? That's the neckline, the sleeves, and many more. As you can see now, the one I'm putting on, you can also make it if you follow the measurements that I showed you in the video. Now, my people, what do I have? I just have to wish you success in your pattern drafting journey. Thank you so much for watching. Keep creating. Take care of yourselves. And see you in other videos. Bye bye. God bless you all. Shalom.